Hey Sabrina, how's it going?
Hi Robbie, all right, how are you?
Yeah, really great. So we've got you today to talk a wee bit about positive stories for negative times,
Mhm.
and in particular, your play Bad Bored Women of the Rooms. So the first question that I was going to ask you is, what's your play about?
Well, it is about 5 women from history, and they're all real women and they're all criminal women in some shape or form, and they come from all across time and place. There's Griselda Blanco from 1970s Miami. There's Nesmet, an ancient Egyptian tomb raider. There's Madame Ching from China's most successful pirate of all time. There is Marion Boyd, 16th century Scotland, a religious nonconformist, and Linda Calvey, the 1960s, 70s East End bank robber. So it's about their, very briefly about their stories, and it's about the people who want to tell those stories now, and hopefully each group, each person who decides to take this play on gets to sort of add a bit of their own story into it as well if they want, and kind of make it relevant to where they are and what they've been doing in their recent past.
It's such an amazing bunch of stories, an amazing bunch of women in the piece. Some of which I'd never heard of as well. So it's got that kind of like really exciting like historical, political, social edge as well. And I've actually been lucky enough to see some of the pieces come to life, and it's like really exciting. And probably the next question I'll ask you is, why did you write it?
um, I guess because, well, yeah, like you said, the historical stories, and everyone's always interested in historical retellings, especially the ones that haven't really been told, or they've just been sort of footnotes in other people's stories. We're really into the age of exploring those footnotes and really trying to expand upon the histories that we've been given, especially when it comes to marginalised and underrepresented groups. So there's that element of it as well, but there's also the part of me that really wants to, not push back, but just balance out the recent and very right trend of doing empowering stories about women. And by being empowering, that means they have to be, like strong and brave. And, if they're beautiful, then that's also great. But the main thing is them being these strong, resilient women who more often than not kind of go against the grain in order to do something that feels in our present day morally good and ethically commendable. And whilst that's great, and we definitely need all of those stories, I want there to also be women who were not morally good, and who did do bad things and caused pain and destruction along the way, and maybe didn't have that great a justification for it, but that was just what they did. In and allowing there to be that range of stories to choose from, rather than feeling like if it's a woman's story, it has to somehow be weighed down with this like moral compass to it. And sort of just looking at that, but in a bit of a fun way, because you're obviously not saying this is something to necessarily aspire to, but you're also just saying, how can we say that women are represented enough if actually we're only showing these like more favourable sides of who we want to believe women have been and can be. So that was a real push as well. And I just thought, you just want to do something that you can have some fun with, because so many people have been bored in their rooms. So I thought most of these criminal women have at some point been locked up in a room of some kind, and so it felt like quite a nice link to let people play with.
I think that idea of like fun is so present as well, and it's like there's like fun in the badness of the stories as well, and like loads of different things for like groups to get up to, and I think that's just brilliant. And my final question is like, so who's this play for?
Well, I guess like with any piece of writing, you want it to be for the people who just sort of read it or hear part of it and want to listen to the whole thing or be involved in it, or just feel that there's something in there that's speaking to them, or there's something they would have liked to have heard before and they want to share that with other people to make sure they hear it. Practically, I think it's for the way that it's written. I tried to write it so that you could edit it to be a one person piece, and if someone really wanted to go for it by themselves, then they could. But at the same time, if you had like 100 people and each person was doing a few lines here and there, you could also do that. Tried to make it just quite free in terms of directions, so that it really can be like whatever is appealing to people and whatever resources they have. They're hopefully able to like find parts of the writing that really work for them. So yeah, it's not for any like particular. I mean, it's probably got to be sort of over 18-ish, because there's like alcohol involved, because they're also making cocktails as they're talking about these women, which maybe I should have mentioned. But as long as you're not drinking the cocktails or that you're not handling the alcohol, then I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, other than that, there's not really any particular person that I had in mind for being able to tell these stories, because it's mostly done as sort of narrators, and so those narrators can choose to be themselves, or they can choose to take on a character in order to narrate these stories. So yeah, it's quite free in that way.
That's brilliant, and it feels totally free as well. I'm actually working with a group on this play just now as well, and one of the boys asked is like, can I do it? Like, I love this play. And I was like, of course you can do it. And I guess what I was trying to tell the group was that actually, like, there's so many plays where there's stories about boys and girls have to do. And actually, I think this opportunity is like an excellent, this play is an excellent opportunity for boys to take the back seat and like really let female narratives take the lead. And it's such an exciting play to do that as well.
And yeah, and then there's no place where a male or non-female voice is not going to work within there. It's really just about telling stories, and you know, it's for everybody to do that. Even if it was an all-boy group, I think that would be pretty cool to hear them voicing all these women's stories and sort of just subverting what would be expected of a group of boys to tell. So yeah, for anyone.
I really hope we do see that. That would be excellent. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for doing this amazing project. It's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you, and no worries at all. And just want to flag at the end of this video, if anyone would like to buy the play, it's currently on sale via Methuen and being published. I think it's out next week, which is the 26th of November, and it's also available on the Wonderfuls store as well, on the Wonderfuls website. So thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Cheers for that.
Thank you, bye.